Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. My name is Alex and today I am going to be talking about the goalkeeping situation at Chelsea. And this stems back to a goalkeeper who's not currently at the club but is still under contract at Chelsea. Kepa Arrizabalaga. Obviously, everyone knows he's not at the club right now. He's on loan at Real Madrid for this season. And I think things actually started off okay for Kepa in Madrid. But what ended up happening is he got injured. Another goalkeeper's come in and Kepa's out of favour. And the Madrid faithful don't really like Kepa too much, which is quite understandable because I think he's rubbish. And I don't understand why more Chelsea fans don't think the same thing. I mean, I feel so strongly about it that I would even take Robert Sanchez over Kepa. And I think after seeing Petrovic in a Chelsea shirt, you would understand that decision. But even Sanchez, for me, is an upgrade on Kepa. Kepa has to be one of the worst goalkeepers I've ever seen in a Chelsea shirt. That's not an underestimate of him as a player. And I'm not being disrespectful either. I have had the privilege as a Chelsea fan to see some fantastic players. And Kepa is not one of them. He doesn't represent any of the qualities that I would want from a player in a Chelsea squad. Albeit, I will give him this. He was okay at saving penalties. And I think considering the fact that he was signed on to be our number one, and he had a few... Well, he was out of favour a decent amount of time, especially under Graham Potter and... He came in but under Graham Potter, but under Thomas Tuchel, he fell out of favour. And the same with Frank Lampard when he was there. So what that tells me is, he's a good squad player to have. And he doesn't disrupt the dressing room, which I like. And I will give Kepa credit for that. But he is just not good enough to be a goalkeeper at this level. I'm sorry, he is just not good enough. He doesn't represent any of the values that you want, except for what I just mentioned, that you want in a top goalkeeper. His catching is pathetic. He cannot catch a ball that's coming in. If a player crosses the ball in, you can put your life savings that Kepa's not going to catch it. Right? He's either going to punch it or he's going to leave it. And then the second thing that you need to have when you're a goalkeeper, you want to be able to save the ball. He's got one of the worst save percentages I've ever seen. I remember his first season under Maurizio Sarri. We had the lowest save percentage in the league. I think maybe Huddersfield's goalkeeper was the next goalkeeper from that. I mean, it was pathetic. And we had such a good defence at the time because Maurizio Sarri actually, we were quite solid defensively. We had some good players, Rudiger, David Luiz, solid players like that. Aspilicueta as well. So they were protecting Kepa, and still with that protection, unbelievable. So for me, this is a no-brainer, guys. You cannot let Kepa come back to Chelsea and start. But then you say to yourself, hang on a second, we've got Petrovic, we've got Slanina, who's on loan in Belgium at the moment, and obviously we've got Robert Sanchez. So we've got three goalkeepers. And they've all been signed more recent than Kepa. They're all younger than Kepa. Maybe Robert Sanchez is close. And quite frankly, you can see a little bit more potential with them than with Kepa. He's been given countless opportunities, the Spaniard, and he hasn't taken them. I'm sorry. You're very, very lucky to get a loan move to Real Madrid. And the truth is, Madrid would have never wanted Kepa if it wasn't for Courtois getting injured. That's just the reality of the situation. If Courtois was fit, do you honestly think Real Madrid would be looking at Kepa and saying, you know what, you are the man. You are going to lead us forward. They're one of the biggest clubs in world football. I'm not going to lie, they're obviously a much bigger club than us. But... It was an emergency. And we're seeing a £17 million price tag for Kepa, considering we paid 70 million. So what a downgrade that man is. His value was here once upon a time. Obviously, we paid an inflated value. He was never worth that money. And, sometimes you can get lucky and players will still perform. But Kepa has just been a very average player, just a classic 5, 6 out of 10 every week. You know, nothing special, nothing terrible, although we've seen some shockers. And yeah, good riddance. I hope he doesn't stay at the club, and I hope these owners, especially with FFP looming over us. I know we've just passed the FFP test this year, but we're going to keep spending money. We've got to sell some players as well. And Kepa is on the list of deadwood at Chelsea, who, even though he's not at Chelsea right now, will come back. Because do you honestly think Real Madrid are going to spend 17 million on a player who will not play? He's out of favour at the moment. He will be their third choice goalkeeper when Courtois is fit. Their third choice. They are not paying £17 million for a third choice goalkeeper. No chance. If Kepa's being bought by Madrid, it's because they think he is the number one. And let's not kid ourselves. He's not a number one. So we need to start lining up some options for Kepa, because right now, the way it looks, he's not going to Madrid. He's certainly not going to be playing for Chelsea. And if he does get back in a Chelsea shirt, I think that is horrific management as well. Why are you letting this man back in a Chelsea shirt? We always talk about proper Chelsea, who wants to play for the shirt, play for the badge. Kepa clearly doesn't. He was out the door as soon as he could get there. He never wanted to be a part of Chelsea from the moment Bowley took over, you know, and that's understandable, because this is a different project to what we had under Abramovich. But you either want to be here or you don't. He clearly doesn't. He says he wanted to stay at Madrid when he went there in the first place, and it was a dream club to play for. So as far as I'm concerned, Kepa, you can fuck off. It's not personal, right? This is just football talk, obviously. You know, I'm sure Kepa's a nice guy. But, you know, we are looking at a club who are rebuilding massively with Chelsea. And if we are going to have experience, and Kepa does have experience, we'll give him that. We want experience that other players can look up to. And I'm not sure if I was Petrovic or Robert Sanchez or Slanina that I'm looking up to Kepa in training. I'm not sure if he's the player like Thiago Silva is for the defenders, like Sterling might be for the, for the more offensive players. You know, these guys have won everything in the game and performed to a high level. I know Sterling's dropping his standard, but you understand where I'm coming from. His stats at Man City were very good. Kepa is just a very average player who managed to make it into the biggest club in London off of poor business on our side, and we were desperate for a goalkeeper at the time. We got Kepa in, and he's just underperformed the whole way through. You cannot look at Kepa and say, you know, he's been great for us. People are talking about last season as well, that Kepa was one of our best players. I'm sorry, Jordan Pickford had an unbelievable season at Sunderland, and that's why Everton signed him. But does that make you a top player because you were in one of the worst teams in the league, conceding so many shots, whereas a goalkeeper, you're actually given more opportunity to look good because of how bad your team are? If Kepa was playing in a good team where we didn't concede many chances, the few chances we would concede, I guarantee he wouldn't save as many as he would. The percentage of saves wouldn't be as high. So when people talk about Kepa last season, very, very strange opinion to say that last season's performances warranted him being a starting goalkeeper at Chelsea. He was never going to be a starting goalkeeper for me. And even if Pochettino would have chosen him, and there's a good chance that could have been the case, I'm very glad he's not here right now. And we need to sell him. Just get him gone. You know, 17 million is not a lot of money in today's market, but if that gives us a little bit of clearance with FFP, then I can accept that. But yeah, I cannot understand why Chelsea fans would want Kepa to come back to Chelsea. If we can get rid of him ASAP, brilliant. I can't see that happening, but he's got to go in the summer because, quite frankly, there's just not enough space for him in the squad. I'm really, really happy with what I've seen from Petrovic. For me, the clear number one at Chelsea. Robert Sanchez has been okay, but too many mistakes. And I think Petrovic is just a little bit more calm on the ball. But I have to say Sanchez has made some cracking saves as well. And obviously Selena as well. Lots of potential. Came from the MLS, just like Petrovic. You know, maybe there is a player there that we just haven't had the opportunity to see in a Chelsea shirt. So, you know, in the future, I'd like to see him play as well. But for now, I think Chelsea are absolutely fine with the goalkeepers we have at the club. And Kepa, you are not the man to lead us forward. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with what I'm saying. Like and subscribe to the channel, guys, and I will see you very soon.